Yes, this is something a bit different from what I do, but I do like talking about other things, so let's just get right into it. Now anyways, some of you might know that I'm a pretty big My Hero Academia fan, and I enjoyed the series so much while binge watching it in March that I immediately just went to the manga where Season 2 leaves off and started to read where Season 3 starts off, and so on and so forth till I caught up. So if you're watching this, and if you're an anime-only watcher, and you don't want spoilers from the manga, don't watch this video fully. I should have timestamps to warn you if I'm going to be bringing up spoilers, and this video will pretty much be cut in half, essentially. You'll know what I mean. Now, from what you've probably read from the title of the video, even some of you anime watchers most likely know about this theory, and hell, most likely even had the thought come across in your mind, at least at some point to a degree, and that's the Dabi being Shoto's brother. It's been said that Todoroki has siblings, one sister and two brothers, and even just from what's been shown only from Season 3 recently, there's a lot of clues from the fact that Dabi happens to just have a fire-based quirk. Only two other people we've seen have a fire quirk to an extent, those being, well, Todoroki and Endeavor. Weirdly enough, after leaving the forest after capturing Bakugo, Dabi specifically pokes fun at Todoroki and only Todoroki. Another thing that I caught recently actually was when All Might and his team were raiding the hideout of the League of Villains, and Gran Torino's just dropping off the real names of all the villains in the bar. He drops all of the names except for Dabi, so we don't know his real name, and when first meeting him, he makes a point of saying that, oh, we don't need to know his name yet. And one last thing is that Todoroki's, at least one of his eyes, are a distinct shade of blue, and the same thing goes for Endeavor, you know, the father of Todoroki, and of course Dabi has those specific shade of blue eyes. So it just kind of, you know, starts to add up after some time. If it was one or two things, it'd be like a throwaway type of thing, but it's like, it gets you thinking actually. Now, let me actually get into the main point of the video, and that is, I don't like this theory. Or, better yet, I should say that I don't like how predictable and rather anticlimactic it's going to be when Dabi finally reveals himself to be Todoroki's brother, if this does happen to be true, because I still haven't gotten into the other clues that have been out there. Some could say, oh, his hair is black. Todoroki's family's hair consists of red and white. Well, you would know that in the manga, Kirishima's natural hair color is black after he got accepted in the UA. Then he dyed it, he made it red and spiked it up. And that was pretty much to say goodbye to his old self after going through some stuff. The same thing can happen to Dabi. Going from red to black, hair dye does exist. But even still, my problem with Dabi being Todoroki's brother is that it's being built up as like this shocking plot point and this plot twist that we were just waiting to find out. Something that we didn't see coming, but only we did. And that's just kind of my problem with it. When Dabi lets out the truth about it, most people are going to be like, what? Dabi was Todoroki's brother this entire time? And he's the son of Endeavor? Endeavor's a hero and Dabi's a villain? It's no one's gonna be like that. Most people are gonna have the reaction of just like, oh, I totally knew it. I knew it. I totally called it. I knew it. It makes so much sense. And then, you know, the other reactions of just like, yeah, we kind of already knew that. Moving on. Now, let me also make it clear that this isn't going to ruin My Hero Academia for me, or for anyone else exactly, or for everyone. It's not going to ruin Todoroki's, or Dabi's, or Endeavor's character. No, not really. It's just something that's being built up for something we're not supposed to see coming, but we absolutely do. And so the payoff for the majority isn't going to be all that whelming. Like, I like Horikoshi, and he does some pretty cool stuff, you know, with like the shonen genre and stuff like that, and adds his own little spin to it and stuff like that. But you know, this big plot twist that, you know, a villain was one of the main characters' sibling, brother, like blood relative and all that stuff. It's just, you know, we see it coming. Like, we know almost by this point it's pretty much true, and then when, you know, Dabi finally lets out the truth, it's just gonna be like, oh, shocking? okay? And this is like the most popular theory that there is pretty much within the series. More than like the traitor theories combined. That gets brought up more directly within the story. Only one that compares is the Kaminari traitor theory. That alone could be a video. And when we find out who the traitor is going to be, that's going to be a world changer. Like that, I'm going to lose my mind about it. And you should too if you're invested in the series. But with this other big plot that's slightly going on, you know, at least to me, when we finally get, you know, the reveal of it, it's just gonna be like, that's it. You know, as again, it's not like the worst thing that's ever happened. It's not like, oh, this is terrible writing, I hate it, it's absolutely awful, God, like, I hate it. No, it's just that, I just don't want this, you know, I don't want this theory to be true, because I feel like, you know, just kind of, I don't know, it won't feel as great when we just finally find out about it. I don't know, I just have really mixed feelings about this. And that's pretty much all I could say for, you know, anime-only watchers. You know, as again, I don't hate Dabi, I don't hate Todokori, I don't hate it. I'm just saying that, you know, this theory, when it does come true, and if it does come true, I don't know how to feel about that. And that, you know, that's basically, you know, what I had to say within this video. So if you did watch this, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you want this to happen? Do you not want this to happen? Thank you for watching and all that type of stuff. Goodbye. Thank you. If you did stay, if you are caught up with the manga, or if you're not entirely that heavy on spoilers or anything like that, you would know that why I'm specifically making this video is due to the recent chapter of 190, and you know, after Endeavor is like really trying to push it in there with his whole character arc of, you know, not just being a bad father, you know, he's trying to be a better parent and a better father, and not only that, he's not trying to be an awesome hero, but he's now trying to be the best hero, and that's, you know, the whole point of his arc and everything like that, and he's really putting in the work against High-End. The same thing goes for Hawks, who's like really helping out Endeavor here and all that type of stuff. And then, of course, by the end of the chapter, Dabi shows up, because just like along with the rest of Endeavor's family, they were watching him, you know, through like live television, the internet, and all that type of stuff, live streaming, and Dabi just happened to be in the city and in the area where Endeavor was fighting, and it seems that he's going to have quite a talk with him in the next chapter. And you know what, because of that, that is really pushing in the entire theory that I've been talking about within this video. Like before, if this didn't happen, we would still be like at around like a good 80 to 90% of this theory being true. But now that, you know, that Dabi fully walks up to Endeavor now and says like, oh hey, you know, it's nice to meet you, I guess. Endeavor's just like, oh no, is it really going to happen? Is he really going to like tell us the truth that he is, you know, the son of Endeavor and the brother of Todoroki? I'm just not really looking forward to that, unless, you know, Horikoshi can, you know, still surprise me and pull like a 90 to 180 degree turn on us and stuff like that, of saying like, oh, you know, he's not just gonna give like a monologue or a speech of something along the lines of like, oh yeah, you abused me, Shoto, Mom, and, you know, probably the other siblings as well and all that type of stuff, and that's why I ran away from home and became a villain to oppose you. I'm a villain, you're a hero, all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, okay, Dabi, we get it. But if he could probably pull in something maybe more emotional, like legit, if Dabi probably starts like crying or something, or if like he starts shedding like a tear or something, like, you know, from the fact that he ran away from home, probably hasn't seen Endeavor for who knows how many years and stuff like that, of the fact that, you know, he abused his mom, possibly Dabi himself, and he most likely knows about Shoto as well, is like, that could be some crazy stuff. And you know what, I would find it really great and unpredictable, which is what I'm looking for. In fact, that it would be great if Dabi would actually do that, because nobody would be expecting, you know, like this really cool, badass looking villain, you know, probably just like start crying in front of like our character here. Like, we wouldn't be expecting that. And if he does really, you know, still say that, like, yeah, he is the son of Endeavor and all that stuff, that would probably give it more weight if he'd be more emotional instead of trying to, like, really play up the act of, like, trying to be a villain and all that type of stuff, trying to oppose Endeavor. Unless he has, like, the strongest motives ever. But it's like, okay, I mean, do what you want, Dabi. We've got a couple of days, basically, until we find out the full-on truth of, you know, Is it going to be 100% now? Is it going to be true that, Dabi is related to Endeavor and Todoroki? Well, we're just going to have to find out. So, yeah, this was quite a talk. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below for, maybe my Hero Academia fans out there who just happen to stumble upon my channel, or, some of my own subscribers. If you want me to talk more about this, I will be happy to oblige, stuff like that. I could talk about the trader theory, that'd be pretty cool, and all that type of stuff. So, comments below, you know what to do with the links that I also provide, all that type of stuff. Click on them, have fun with them, and all that type of stuff. Thank you for watching, that's greatly appreciated. Have a great day, have a great night, and everything else you know what to do. Bye.